but then specifically the makeup. They did this or that or the other with Morphe. Hey guys, welcome. If you're new here, thanks so much for joining me. My name's Roxanne and welcome to my channel. If you are not new, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate you clicking on the video. Today is going to be a little bit of like a fun, like, I don't know, it's just gonna be like a make fun of products that have not been used in forever on YouTube, but were like super hyped up. And I saw this being done by a fellow YouTuber. Her name is Lauren. I will link her channel down below. She is like one of my favorite YouTubers right now. I absolutely love her. She has all kinds of really great segments on her channel, playlists on her channel. Her videos are just super great and super original, and I just really love what she's doing with it. So I was watching her this morning and I kind of like the idea of doing something like this. So I'm going to take my rendition of it and talk to you guys about products that were super hyped up and super trendy that are no longer mentioned or nowhere to be seen. They've basically died on YouTube. They're gone. We've had funerals for them. So there you go. If you guys are interested in seeing a few of my where did they go, why are they dead, what happened to them items, then what happened to each item, you guys know what I mean. Just keep watching. Okay, so we are going to just jump right in. I have a plethora of different products. I have some eye products, some face products, some lip products, just all kinds of different products to talk to you guys about. I'm not going to get too much into depth. I'm just going to mention these to you and see if you guys notice that they are no longer mentioned on YouTube, and you know, maybe start a conversation about where they went. Why don't we use them anymore? I think a lot of the problem is so much stuff comes out on a daily basis that a lot of different products and different brands are just constantly, you know, having new releases, that there's never enough time to use anything that prior, you know, that brand released prior. So that's kind of where I think all of this stems from, only using a product like once to show on the channel and then boom, that's it, or to show like in general. And then plus a lot of the stuff is like limited edition sometimes, so channels don't show that. You know, beauty gurus don't like to use those kinds of things in their videos. So anyway, that's just a little, you know, caveat for this video. So I don't have everything, by the way, that I'm going to mention. Some things will be pictures because I've gotten rid of them or they're just like gone. I don't use them anymore. But yeah, some things I do have. So first things first is this is the Rest Stack, and I remember Melt being so huge back in the day. Like everybody wanted the Rest Stack. It was like the thing to get. There's a ton of different stacks by Melt. Melt Cosmetics is a phenomenal brand. I love Melt Cosmetics. They are one of my favorite brands, and I remember like getting my hands on the Rest Stack. I was so excited because I was like, oh my gosh, I got the Rest Stack, it's awesome, it's by Melt. And then all of a sudden, like, it was just gone. Like, people didn't talk about it anymore. I barely see it used on any channels. I barely see anybody mentioning it anymore. And I was like, well, where did that go? Like, such a hyped up product, and then boom, out the door. So first thing I would, you know, think would be gone but not forgotten, is the Melt Stack. Again, this is the Rest Stack, and it's just, or yeah, the Rest Stack, right? Yeah, it's just gone. No more. Out of the picture. Boom. All right, next item. Now, every once in a while, I will see these items or this particular brand used on YouTube, and so many beauty gurus have an affiliate link to this website. I know you know what brand I'm talking about. I know you know. But what happened to Morphe, you guys? Like, I have a ton of Morphe palettes. I love them. They're hardly ever mentioned anymore. I see like a few tutorials like here and there that actually use Morphe, but these are really good palettes. These are not my only palettes. I have a ton of them, but like, where did they go? Why are they not used anymore? I just don't get it. Like, Morphe was hyped up for such a long time, and now they're not. Like, literally everyone was using a Morphe palette in their video, or, you know, they did a Morphe tutorial. They did this or that or the other with Morphe. Bleh. Just got sick of hearing about Morphe, and I guess I'm kind of glad that this is gone. Trend, makeup item, brand, whatever. But I do love them. I think they're a great quality brand. I think they're beautiful shadows. But it was like all of a sudden Morphe just like dropped off the planet and nobody used them anymore. So that would be my second item, or my second brand, I guess, or my brand You guys know what I mean, I'm all over the place. But that would definitely be Morphe. It is gone, no more. That's it, out of sight, out of mind. So dead but not forgotten. Okay, so I want to talk about a couple of concealers. We all know that everybody absolutely loves this guy. It's all over the internet. It's all over YouTube. Shape Tape is still talked about, okay? But I remember these two concealers being everybody's jam. This is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, and then this is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I remember literally everybody talking about these. They loved them. It was like, in every video you could see either the Radiant Creamy Concealer or the Too Faced Born This Way, and then all of a sudden they were gone. And I think it was when Shape Tape came out. I think it was like, that was like the big deal, is Shape Tape came out, and so all of the other concealers just kind of dropped and nobody talked about them anymore. So these would be the next products, I would say, kind of just dropped off the face of the planet. It's like no other concealers even exist right now with Tarte Shape Tape, and I don't know why, because there are so many good concealers out there. So many. But these two are dead. They're gone. No more. Okay, so the next couple things I want to talk about are from the brand Benefit. I remember in every tutorial I ever watched for the longest time, this guy was one of the most used products, and it is the Hoola Bronzer. Now mine got a lot of love, like literally. I remember using the crap out of this blush because it was like so good and everybody loved it, and it was always, you know, it was on trend. And I guess that's part of the problem, is a lot of these products are like trendy, and then once they're gone and not on trend anymore, no one wants to use them. So like we forget about them and throw them in our drawer and like don't use them anymore, and then we waste money. But I don't know why. I mean, this is a really good bronzer, but everyone forgot about it. No more Hoola Bronzer. Nobody wants to use it. It's gone. And then also like a lot of the a lot of the blushes from Benefit. This one is California, but I mean, you had the Daisy blush. You had, I can't even remember all of the blushes by Benefit, but there were so many blushes that they came out with that were really good. And I still use this California blush, but I remember so many people would use the Hoola bronzer and a Benefit blush, and then like all of a sudden they were gone. Like nobody even talked about them anymore. And this has been for a long time. Nobody has talked about these two things for a long time, because I know so many things have come and gone and all that stuff, and you know, we have new items and new products and new collections and all that. But why not, can we, you know, pull out like an oldie but a goodie? I'm gonna do a video on that. I've seen them a lot on YouTube, but I'm gonna do a video on a tutorial using only older products, like products that were great, like oldies but goodies, you know? Let me know in the comments if you guys want to see that. But yeah, moving on. Anyway, so Hoola Bronzer is a big one, and then any blush by Benefit basically. So yeah, gone but not forgotten. Moving on. So the next items that I think everyone kind of used for a long time, made them trendy, such a hype about them, and then they just kind of disappeared, are definitely the Kylie lip kits. I have the lip liners here. I was looking for my lipsticks, but I can't find them anywhere in my collection. I know that they're there somewhere because I got 4 like around Mother's Day last year, and I got a couple of her glosses too. But I feel like these were so hyped up. Everyone wanted a lip kit. Everyone had to have every color, every new color. Everything about Kylie Cosmetics was all hyped up. And even now, like that she's coming out with new palettes and stuff, those are kind of hyped up too and trendy, and then all of a sudden they're like gone. So I feel like her lip kits were a big deal. I don't know, these are the colors, I don't even know. Brown Sugar and 22. I just like picked them up because I liked the color. But I feel like the lip kits were huge, and then all of her eye palettes, like the Royal Peach palette, and then I don't even know what they're called because I never picked them up, but they were so over the top. Like everybody wanted them, and then all of a sudden they were gone. Like people were using them all the time, and then boom, out of the picture, just gone. So definitely Kylie Cosmetics lip kits, eye palettes, a lot of Kylie stuff in general. It was really big, and then not. And then that kind of leads me into the Too Faced Sweet Peach collection. So I have the Papadone Peach blush here. This was really big on YouTube for a long time, along with like the Sweet Peach palette, which I'll put right here. The Sweet Peach palette was like all over. Everybody loved it. Everybody wanted to get their hands on it. It was like the thing to get, along with like the rest of the Sweet Peach collection. I do really love the Sweet Peach blush. It's one of my favorite blushes, but nobody really uses it anymore. It was kind of all over the internet. Everyone was using it. It was all hyped up in all these tutorials. The collection itself was, and now that there's all these new collections, part of the peach collection, people are kind of using that and then don't really use the peach palette anymore, or the Too Faced Sweet Peach. All of the original stuff from the Sweet Peach collection I really don't see on anymore. Hardly anybody uses it. It was so hyped up, so trendy for a long time, and then boom, out, nobody uses it anymore. So that is another big one, I feel. Okay, you guys, so the next item is kind of generalized, but I have an example here with me. I feel like so many YouTubers or so many beauty gurus last year, the year before, were using so many luxury lashes in their tutorial. And I have to tell you, I am so happy that they do not use those anymore, because on a daily basis, the everyday woman who is 90% of their audience cannot always afford $40 lashes or $20 lashes even. So I have two by Luxie Lash, and these were used a lot. I even think one of these is Mykonos. I think Mykonos was like the big one that was used all the time. I don't know, there's no name. Oh yeah. Never mind. Okay, so there's Homegirl and Westside. Oh wait, Luxie Lash isn't Mykonos. That's another brand. But Mykonos, those were all over. All over. But these Luxie Lashes, people were really using the Luxie Lashes a lot. They were like super popular. I mean, they're beautiful, you guys, don't get me wrong, but they're so huge. Like, they're so big. So it was almost like the luxury lashes were used so many, like in so many videos at so many different times, and then all of a sudden now all we see, which I'm really happy about by the way, are like natural lashes, or like people's own lashes, or just like mascara. And I really think that that is amazing. If I had good lashes, I would use mascara only in my tutorials, but I have really bad bald spots, so I don't use only mascara. But the fact that these were kind of huge, trendy, everybody was using big luxury lashes, and I think here and there people still do, but they're not as big as before. And I feel like it was like all of a sudden too, everyone was using luxury lashes, and then all of a sudden boom, they were gone. So kind of glad that those are gone and dead, but you know what I mean. Guys, so we are almost done, but the next item I have is also kind of generalized. I have different examples here, and I feel like a lot of them are really good examples of what was hyped up a few years ago, even a few months ago. But that is, or those are, these are stick foundations. These were literally used in every tutorial, especially kind of as they were becoming more popular. So I have the Tarte Clay Stick. This one is more recent. It was hyped up for a long time, and then all of a sudden just kind of disappeared off the face of YouTube, like no more. This is the Bobbi Brown foundation stick. This one was also really popular, gone. And then you've got the one by, I think this is Lancome, but I don't know how to say it. It's the Tint Idol Ultra Wear Makeup Stick. I don't know if that's even right. And then one that was like super hyped up, trendy, everybody was talking about it, was the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Stick. I remember watching so many tutorials where this was used in it. Like it was like tutorial after tutorial, or every other tutorial, and oh, everyone was talking about it. It was always used. So definitely like foundation sticks in general, but more specifically the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Stick. I feel like this one was one of the more popular ones on YouTube. Everybody was using it, and I feel like it was so popular, and then all of a sudden like everything else in this video, poof, gone, like not used anymore. It was just done. So I feel like stick foundations are gone, not using them anymore, and who knows why, right? I really feel like as I'm doing this video, I want to like start to use more of these products. I want to do a project pan on my channel, but I don't really know like how those go. Like I really want to try to like use up a lot of my products, and I'm gonna have to like figure out how project pan works, because I'm really interested in doing that. So the next one I want to mention that I'm kind of sad about are the tutorials using like indie brands or smaller brands, I guess you could say, or like up and coming brands. For example, like Juvia's Place. For a while, Juvia's Place, which is like an Instagram based makeup line, was so big. And I remember like especially like the Saharan and the Nubian. I have some of the other palettes down here next to me. The blush palette was really big for a while, but definitely like the indie brand Juvia's Place. So I remember when Juvia's Place was all over the YouTube community, especially with, you know, obviously beauty gurus. I remember when everybody was using it. Everyone wanted to see a tutorial with it. I mean, there are really, really beautiful colors in these palettes. I wish that people would use them more. I've even stopped using them, and I really want to get back into them. I got this Saharan blush palette off of Outlook, and I never even touched it, you know, because you try to stay with the trends, you try to stay with what's good, you try to stay with this and that and the other, and it's hard to keep up. So I feel like, unfortunately, indie brands, Juvia's Place particularly, just kind of came and went. So something else I forgot to mention that kind of went along with that category of smaller brands and indie brands. I remember when like Makeup Geek was really big. This is the Kathleen Lights highlighter palette. This was one of my favorite highlighter palettes for a long time, and I remember seeing this a lot on YouTube, and then all of a sudden it just kind of went away. Makeup Geek in general just kind of went away. I remember when it was really, really big for a really long time, and then all of a sudden, I feel like this was one of those things that I wish would have stayed around longer, because I really love Makeup Geek. I really love all of these brands, but Makeup Geek particularly, I wish would have stayed around longer, been trendy longer, been kind of on the up and coming longer, because I feel like Marlena, who was a YouTuber who started Makeup Geek, deserves a lot more credit than she got. So that is definitely another brand as well. Okay, you guys, so there is so much that I can mention in this video, but I am going to end with this last product. I feel like something that was so huge for a really, really long time, and there's two different brands for these, were these primers that were like super illuminating. I remember I wanted them so badly. Everyone was using them on the internet. They were so beautiful. They were mixing them with foundation. They were doing all kinds of different things with them, and then all of a sudden, poof, they were gone. So there were quite a few brands who came out with like these really pretty illuminating primers. Marc Jacobs was one, and then Becca was another. This was one of my favorite primers for a really long time. I remember when these were like all over. And also what was all over that was like a super big trend was the Marc Jacobs Coconut Primer. This was huge. Everybody loved this. It was hydrating. It was nourishing. That was a really big one too. MAC Strobe Cream was also in this category as well. And this was so huge for a long time as well, like a long time ago. People were still using it, you know, up until a couple of years ago, I would say, but really the ones that like got to me that no one really uses anymore, that kind of make me sad, are these primers. I remember watching so many different tutorials, seeing all of these primers or all of these kinds of primers in these kinds of tutorials, and I remember the looks being so beautiful. And then now we're on to, you know, these poreless primers and other hydrating primers and magical primers and like the Farsali drops and the beauty oils, and of course, that's going to be a trend too, but I remember these being so, so big. And I really want to start using these again, because I really liked the look with these, like mixing them in your foundation, putting them on before. I remember these were so pretty. I really, really liked these, but they're not huge anymore, you know? Again, another product that is dead, but not forgotten, at least by me anyway. Okay, you guys, so there are so many other items that I can mention. Let me know in the comments down below if you want me to do a part 2 of this video, and I will definitely mention some other products that I feel are dead but not forgotten, or gone but not dead. You guys know what I mean. But that's all I have for now. I really feel like these were some really big trendy products that people were loving and people were using all of the time in the beauty community that just kind of disappeared and are poof gone, no longer there anymore. But that is all I have for this video, you guys. Thank you so much. If you liked this video, go ahead and leave me a thumbs up. And if you have not already hit that subscribe button, please do so before you go. It just looks like this little guy right here. And hit that notification bell if you would like to be notified every time I upload a video, which I try to shoot for like 3 to 4 times a week. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, you guys. I'll see you all in my next video. Take care. Bye.